Me Against the World by Tupac, man.
Hmm.
When you first heard this album, man, what were your thoughts?
I was blown away, bro, because at this point I had only heard like this was newer in my like Tupac, revelation stage. Like I was being exposed to like his records obviously later in life because I wasn't alive when this album dropped, but like at this point I only heard Dear Mama. I think that was the only record I probably heard from this
Mm,
before stepping into this album. And so once I actually really dove into it, bro, immediately it rose to the top. It's my favorite Tupac album, hands down, but it's one of my top 10 probably favorite hip hop albums because songs like So Many Tears, Me Against the World, Young Ends, Heavy in the Game, Lord knows, like can you get away even, bro? Like so many records on this album, and I actually think are amazing. And I actually think that this project itself, bro, is what I would consider a perfect album. I think
mm,
this album is pretty much perfect because there's so many layers that Tupac discusses throughout this. And when you beyond the album too, when you look at the moment this album dropped, my man was just sentenced. I think he was in prison by this time. And
yep.
so the controversy surrounding that and just the name of the album, the concept of the album and the execution of it, man, it really spoke volumes to me even at 12 years old whenever I was listening to this, man. So yeah, it's that type of album for me. What did you think?
Man, I could not agree with you more. I think that I was, like you said, man, I was 2 years old when this album dropped. So I didn't listen to it in real time, of course. But at a very young age, my first introduction was also Dear Mama. Dear Mama and Me Against the World, I heard from family members playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And once I actually listened to the album in its totality, I was like, man, this is one of those ones.
Yeah.
And it's just so it's such a deep album with so much thought-provoking messaging in it and lyrics, man, and just so much pain in some of the
Mm-hmm.
records on here. Like If I Die Tonight is one of my like favorite songs. Like it's dark, it's gritty, but it's also like you feel Pac when he's rapping these lyrics. And
Yeah.
I think that it's on another level. So Many Tears, I feel the same way about. Heavy in the Game, Lord knows. To me, Dear Mama is one of the greatest. Some of the songs on this I would argue some of the songs on here to me are some of the greatest hip hop songs ever written.
Agree
You know what I
100%.
mean? Like you can't
Yeah.
really put a list together of best hip hop songs all the time. Dear Mama's gonna be on there. You know what I
It
mean?
has to
Like
be.
to me, Death Around the Corner could be on there.
It could.
There are records on here, man, that are just amazing, amazing, man. And this is like the epitome of the type of rap I like. So
Mm-hmm.
from that standpoint, I'm biased because I like people pouring it all out in records and
Mm-hmm.
really bringing you into their world and their viewpoint. And I think that Me Against the World does that, man. I think Pac. This is where I would tell anybody who wanted to get a feel for what Tupac is and still for and sounds like. I would point them to this album. A lot of people would say All Eyes on Me, and to me, All Eyes on Me is Pac's best produced album.
For
Like
sure.
to me,
Oh,
to
that's a
me, the
great point.
beats on there are on All Eyes on Me. If you just on the
Insane.
production side, like
Insane, bro.
Ambitions of a Rider is one of the coldest intro. I like my mama loved it. Me and my mama vibed to that song together. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Ambitions of a Rider is one of those.
Yeah.
Like just that album is different. You know what I mean on that front.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about messaging and like if you really want to get a feel for Pac in totality, I feel like you should start with Me Against the World, then go to All Eyes on Me.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
And then maybe Machiavelli one of the other projects. But I think that yeah, this to me is a classic certified stamped. Yeah.
Easy. Yeah, easy for me, dog. Man. And like every time I revisit this album too, I almost get a deeper appreciation for some of the songs I liked initially, like when I was younger, first listening to it, and now I have a deeper standing of it, bro. So if Me Against the World, is this your top Tupac album, you would say?
Yes.
Where do like the rest fall? Like if you could make a top five list, where are the rest, the
Mm.
other four kind of fall on your list?
Mine is going Me Against the World. let me pull it up because I want to make sure.
Yeah.
I want to make sure I don't I
And also, I want to mention this too. Tupac got some of the best posthumous albums of all time.
oh,
Like,
absolutely. Tupac got classic records that came out posthumous. Like Hail Mary is a posthumous record.
yes,
Yeah, like
yes.
what's his other one? He got a lot of
His
big changes.
changes. Yep, yep.
Changes is also a posthumous record. Like, yeah, no, he got some of the best posthumous. I think the best in hip hop.
Yeah, he's
What
the
are
Tupac of posthumous albums, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's the GOAT when it comes to
he's
that,
the
bro.
go to posthumous albums for sure. But let me see. I'm going Me Against the World one.
Okay.
I have to. I got just off of the impact
Yeah.
and the production. I gotta go All Eyes on Me second.
Yeah, I do too.
Um, After that, man, I'll probably go. This is hard, man. I almost want to go strictly for my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I almost want to go that third just because that's the one, you know what I mean? It got major records on. I mean, that's the one with Keep Your Head Up on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard. It got records on there that I really love. Let me do two apocalypse now. Make sure I ain't tripping.
hmm I'm not as big on Tupacalypse when I first heard it, bro, but like
Apocalypse got some joints on there too,
it
though.
got some joints on there, bro.
I'm
I
gonna
used
go.
to dog it too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Me Against the World, All Eyes on Me, strictly for my, and then two apocalypse now.
Okay. So my list is the same except one spot. I would actually put the Don Illuminati, the 7 Day Theory, in
Mm.
between All Eyes on Me and Strictly for My, you know what I mean? Because To Live and Die in LA is one of my favorite Tupac songs, bro.
No,
Um,
no, Don was. I see. The only reason I didn't put that in the mix because that was posthumous, wasn't it?
it was
That's
posthumous,
the only
but
reason why I didn't. I didn't. Now, if I'm counting that, I might change.
yeah, I'm putting that third, bro. Like
Mm.
this came
That
out,
got Hail Mary on it too.
yeah, it came out 2 months
Okay.
after he passed, but like
And that
it,
whole White Man's World is on there too.
yeah, like it felt like Pac was still there. Like I
You
mean,
right.
all
Oh,
most of his
okay. I didn't
posthumous
know we were
joints.
counting posthumous. I'm with
I
you.
mean,
If you're
yeah,
including that, then I'm agree. I'm in agreement. Yeah, we got the same pop
we
list.
got the same one, bro. Yeah. So Tupac is a prolific artist, man. Like he means so much to music beyond hip hop. He means so much to
Music.
music and culture, bro. You'll see Tupac murals in Europe, South
Absolutely.
America, in the
Absolutely.
Caribbean. You know what I mean? So that just speaks to his power, man. So yeah, yeah,
Yeah, man. Shout outs like Pac is different, man. I think that when you leave this behind, it is almost crazy to believe that he left behind this much music and films by in his 20s.
bro. When did he pass? 25?
25, I believe.
Like that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. That's
Tupac passed away at 25 years old. At 25 years old, he had these amount of classic records and all of this unreleased music and had already put out classic films
yes. Yes.
from Poetic Justice, Juice, like crazy, bro. Crazy.
Crazy. And I love Gridlocked. I love him in Gridlock with Dandy Newton and
I've never seen that. I've never seen it.
bro, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie, man. So he was a marvel, bro. He was a supernova. He was different, bro.
Yeah, man. When people talk about Tupac, you have to put him in an entirely different category. And it's crazy. I agree with this sentiment. I want to shout out this comedian because he worded this in a way, and I want to give him his credit for this. I don't want to. I always got to cite my source.
hmm
Let me go. His name is, and I want y'all to look up some of his comedy too because very very funny. Let me find him. Let me find him. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
hmm
Okay, here we go. Here we go. His name is um Eagle Wit.
Okay.
I want y'all to look up a comedian by the name of Eagle Wit. But man, he had a joke where he talked about how like rappers are the best poets ever in human existence, and they don't get credit
Mm.
for it. How like even our like rappers, nonsense rappers, are better poets than some of the greatest poets who are revered in the English language and in America especially. And I agree wholeheartedly. Like the greatest poets in world history are hip hop artists.
Mm,
Like if you took if you take Tupac's music and put it on paper, there's not a lot of like poetry that I've read that tops that.
mm,
If you
mm.
take Kendrick's songs and put it on paper and just read it, it
Lupe.
Lupe, same thing. Most Def, same thing. Like
Yeah.
Common, same thing. Like if you
Yeah.
like these, if you're really looking at rap from a rhythm and poetry standpoint, like are we like can you really compare Shakespeare to what the like all right, that's all I'm gonna
Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm not in if I were a poetry like, you know what I mean, like fiend, like if I was like a real like a student of the poetry game, I would have a rebuttal, but I literally don't. Like the only my favorite poet is Langston Hughes, but like when it
yeah,
comes to like looking when you literally read Nas's lyrics on paper,
bro.
there's no comparison. And we're talking about a song from Illmatic, not even like, you know what I mean?
Not
Some of
it,
his
something he
other
wrote when he was
works.
19.
You know what I mean? So
Come
it's
on.
hard to argue that from my vantage point.
And some of my favorites are like, are also Langston Hughes, Khalil Gibran, and
Hmm.
um, uh, 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 who else? Who else? I got to shout out my boy. What's my boy name? It's leaving me right now.
Mm.
But those are some of my favorites. Is Khalil Gibran, Langston Hughes for sure are on the
Yeah.
top of my. Nikki Giovanni is dope.
Yeah.
Um,
Definitely. Nicky
Baldwin.
Giovanni is different.
You already know
Baldwin
Bald.
is
You know what
amazing.
I mean? So those are some of my favorites, but like, so they up there. But like some of these hip hop artists have taken like poetry to an entirely different stratosphere.
Yeah, yeah. And when it comes to musicianship, like using, and that's what I love about pop is like, and I think that's why I love the Don Illuminati 7 Day Theory too. Like he's using, like people make fun of his like cadence now. You know what I mean? Pac's cadence. Do you feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? They over exaggerate, but he's literally emphasizing like his point of view. Like
He
he's
uses
painting
voice
a
as an
picture.
instrument.
You know what I mean? Exactly. And so like there's power to that. And I think that's why I love some of his grittier, gruffer, like type of records and albums and projects. And I think that's why I herald Me Against the World so highly. You know what I'm saying? Because
I
it's
agree,
just
and
a
that's
dope
why
body of
even
work.
a lot of Pac's production was able to be more minimalistic because his voice was the instrument.
A hundred
Even
percent.
so, it's not like Pac was even, especially his earlier stuff. It's not like the most phenomenal production in the world.
Right.
His voice was so profound that it didn't matter. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And I think that's one thing that's even gives him even more credit. It's like he's made some classic records over some very basic beats.
100%. And when you match them up with a Dr. Dre on All Eyes on Me, we saw what happened. You know what I mean? It just elevated everything. You
Absolutely.
know?
Yes, sir, man.
Yeah.
So shout out Pac, man. This is one of those ones, classic album. If you've never heard a Pac
Classic.
album, Me Against the World is where you should start for sure. Rap and Reason Podcast with Dr. Jeremy C. McCool and Earl Hopkins.